Welcome to Trading Lounge and the commodities. We'll be looking at Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum as well, and then dollar, bonds, yields, and gold and base metals and energy. So a fair bit to get through as usual. So this is the crypto total market cap here. And we could look at this as 1 and 2 in here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. In this case, there's a good case for putting 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then 5 here. We've still obviously got more to the upside on within this particular cycle. But with Bitcoin, we want to put this wave 3 over here and bring it up a bit higher here. So I'm looking for another little 5 waves in here. And of course, this is a weekly chart here, this particular move up here from before November. Some markets were a little bit earlier. The Nasdaq, that has got the same sort of pattern here, was probably just a little bit earlier, but basically those two markets, the crypto market and the Nasdaq, are in tune, as is some of the other markets as well. So if we take a look at where are we here? Let's have a look at this. Is GBTC here, right? So Grayscale here. So with Grayscale on the weekly chart here, we've got a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 here, and then 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So still need to move up higher for this market. We should just have a look at that GBTC here. Let's just have a look at the bigger picture here on this. Let's just go to monthly and just grab all of Grayscale's movement in here. This is since its inception here, and let's just put it on to we'll just go grand super cycle here, and we'll create this from this point. So yeah, so basically it's obviously very bullish, because we can see we've got 1 and 2 here for just 1 and 2 here for this here. So a very sort of bullish move for Bitcoin overall on this algo. But it also brings back the idea of when we look at this Bitcoin market, these moves here. I know that the halving has got obviously some. Hi there, we've got a great opportunity coming up on April the 14th to the 21st. It's going to be a free week for Trading Lounge. So you'll get access to 6 analysts that cover most markets, Forex, ASX stocks, trade recommendations for most markets, a great social chat, great education, currencies, commodities, swing trading, and so on, sectors, US sectors and US stocks. So it's a great little opportunity to check out Trading Lounge, absolutely no cost whatsoever. Just put in your name and email, and I will respond with you for your logins for April the 14th to 21st, and that will be at tradinglounge.com. So I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Nothing to do with these tops and bottoms here, but we're also looking at the global liquidity index here. So we're starting off in the low of 24. So these lows here in 2019 was also the low in Bitcoin over here in 2019 here. So we've had this move up to here into November 21. I think that was. So that was that move here up to that top here for this. So with the global liquidity index giving us tops and bottoms in the markets in general, because we just had a look at Nasdaq fitting into the scene, as well as into the scene of Bitcoin fitting into Nasdaq rather. So that liquidity there, we know there's a lot of money on the sidelines in the markets as well. So that's really got, we just sort of still moving into this particular trend to the upside. So yeah, so when we're looking at this is Bitcoin dominance here. So from this low here, we're still seeing Bitcoin at 50, higher than 50% above the other tokens. And you could probably count this in different ways, but 1 and 2 here, and all the way up to 3, 4, 5 for basically a 1 and 2 here, and then up. So Bitcoin's going to dominate more and more and more, and when you think about it too, people are talking about Bitcoin and they're buying sats, but we're not really using sats as a denomination within the system just yet. So it just goes to show you how early we are in the whole, Bitcoin's still a baby, basically, so yeah. I think that when we have a look at Bitcoin here on this is where we are. We're on a medium level here, 65, in line with the trading level. So look, it does appear that I don't think many people could say for sure that we're going to push up from here. I could give you a count that would go 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and this would be the 61.8% roughly here. And then we could push up again from that point with, push up straight up from here. That would also be in line with what we're seeing within the NASDAQ at the moment. So it can push up from here, but we still can't leave the triangle pattern here of the A, the B, the C, the D. And if that was the case, this is going to be an A, B, C here pulling back. So 61.8% from here to here would bring us down into minor group 2 here for the trading level stuff. But yeah, so look, we either push straight up from here, or we've got a little dog leg here, and then we push up to the 80,000 at that point. This is a corrective pattern in here, and we could see that with ETH here as well. So it's not like we've got 5 waves up from this low here. It's quite sort of obvious at this point. I will have a look at our Kitty Upon's work in this here. I'll just have a look at what he's got for Bitcoin here first. That was yesterday. So okay, so he's got a triangle pattern a little bit tighter in here, and that works in A, B, C, and this, yeah, so this could also be 1 and 2 here as well, on that, on the bigger picture. So yeah, but I just want to have a look what he's got for ETH at the moment as well. And also our 7th analyst will be coming on soon as well, covering the Indian market, which will be good. So he's got this as, he's got this as 1 and 2. Yeah, it's the same sort of, Kitty Upon's such a good Elliott analyst, but at the same time, you could put, a couple into a room and come out with different answers. But some things are set in stone, though. This strong move here is wave 3, so wave 4 could get a little bit more complicated in this as well. But that's that's ETH. So let's cruise along a little bit further. So we've looked at Bitcoin and its triangle pattern and so on. So we want to have a quick look at the dollar market. So I might just turn this one here into the commodities section here, and yeah, so we're going to look at the dollar, the yields, and the bonds. I might even look at the corps here and the notes, because we're not quite sure where we are with this market, and I'll just explain that a little bit further. So let me find this other chart over here of mine. This might make it a little bit more clearer. So on the Dixie here, the dollar index, we've got this situation where we've either got an A wave here, a B wave here, then 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, up to the 50-60% retracement level for the A wave, the B wave here, and then down for the C wave. There is a case for putting wave 1 here, and we can put wave 2 over here with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. And we do have 5 waves in this, so it could sit like that and move down from this point. The stochastics is pulling down it's running faster than the price compared to this particular trend to the upside here. The price is pulled down a little bit and the indicators pulled down a lot. So it's telling you that the spring is being loaded for a move to the upside. But it's a little bit weird, but we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of here. So an A and a B and a C. So it's possible to be a top there, even though it looks like it wants to move up further. And the reason that I'm showing this 1 and 2 here as a possibility is because of the bond market. So if I come over to the bond market here, so I'll be doing the mirror opposite. So we're on a 4-hour chart here. So in this case, we've had a move up through to here, and we're expecting the market to come back into this box here. So it's basically touching in the box. It can come deeper and all the rest of it. And the way that we count this here, this whole structure, like B waves are a little bit like wave 4s. They can get rather complicated, you know, so you've got to kind of be careful. And this particular leg down here, it appears like it's in 3 waves here, not 5 waves. So there's different ways to configure all of this here. I think there was a rollover in the futures there, so that might have mucked that up a little bit. But we could have an A wave here. You could have an A wave here with an ABC for the A wave, a B wave here, and then, you know, this is why I think because this will be doing the opposite to the yields, and the yields will be following the dollar, vice versa. So here we could actually see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we pointed this out yesterday and the day before that we could be approaching a low right here. So that would give me 5 waves down here, and that could very well be the end of it. So when you think about that, and the yields doing the opposite, then the same as the dollar, then this could also be a top here as well. Now, I don't think it's the case, and I have no evidence whatsoever. I'm just having a conversation at this point, but you know, I got to point them out, and you know, it is near its target area here, so it's quite plausible. It's possible, it's plausible, but I just don't have any evidence. I know there's another P word in there too, that probable, not, yeah. So then the yields here, if we look at the top of the yields here, then, you know, we've got the A wave down here, excuse my mess, but 3-wave move here for the A, the B, and look, it's probably not the case, but the same as the bonds, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for C or B, and we've got a top in play. Like I say, it's probably not the case, but you know, and I'm squashing things, and I don't particularly like to do that, and I have no evidence whatsoever at this stage. But let's just see, you know, if this is going to work itself lower. I need more. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5 waves here just to even give me a showing at that point, you know, and then there'll be a correction, and then they'll be down again. Is that the case, or we just, you know, we're just going to keep pushing up here as 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and so on. So I'm not quite sure, but the 50-60% retracement level is probably up around the 4.6 for this too, against this trend here. So I don't really have any sort of answers in all of this at the moment, and because I don't have any answers here, it's very difficult to get some of the solid pairs, you know, into the right places as well. So I do feel like, anyway, I won't go into a long story with all of those. I don't have a clear pathway for these markets. Okay, so for gold, this is the weekly chart for gold. We can have a look at the monthly if you like. It just goes back a long way here, coming back into this area through here. So I've got 1 and 2 here. I've got this on log scale. This is actually, I've still got this pulled in here, so it's pulled back 72% here. So that's, you know, wave 2 comes back, you know, 61.8%, but in this case, you know, 72 roughly, whatever. And so 1 and 2 would be fitting for that, and then 1 and 2 here would be fitting for this nice long move up through here as well. Don't forget it's on log scale, so it would look a bit deeper otherwise. So a lot of Elliott people would argue about all of that. That's fine. But they're pretty much all on the same page, I noticed, for this as 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then going up for wave 5. And then going up for wave 5 here, you're going to have different Elliott people giving you different things here. Now, I think many of them will have 1 and 2 here. And then this is where it gets a bit complicated in here. I've just made it simple here as 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4, 5 up for the third, the fourth. So from here, this fourth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's what we're looking for at that point. To me, that also becomes a wave 1 up here with a wave 2 here. Pretty much in line with the rest of the world, you know, because, you know, I mean, markets generally over time, you know, kind of move with the population growth as well. But we all know that everybody's not, you know, all of that's slowing down now as well, you know. So that's kind of an interesting concept within it sort of self as well. But, you know, basically, as Buffett says, you're betting on America, or you're betting on the world being positive and those sort of things. So, yeah, so... we'll look further to the upside. So this little area in all of this here, we can go in and have a bit of a look at it. There's different ways to look at it all, but I think the takeaway here is that you would have to agree that these moves that are coming in over these months here are really quite strong at this point. So it does shine a good light on this being 1 and 2 here and into the third of the third. You can rearrange this in here. I've always liked having this as a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 in here. And I think that Sam Me has got that too now. Actually, let's just have a look here on gold. That's, yeah, I like this. This is good here. So we've got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2. So I've got both counts actually. I've got 1 here and 2 over to here, and 1 and 2. And I like what he's done here with 2 here. Look at this as 1 and 2. Definitely no complaints about a third wave here, and no complaints about moving up here further. We do have some futures contracts in around here, a couple of positions. So we're just going to hold on to those. But yeah, that's that daily chart in here. So basically we're looking for a top of 3 and 4 in here. That will be coming up to this 3, 4, 5 for this third wave here for that. I think this can move up a little bit higher here as well. We'll just check that situation there on gold here. Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is corrective here, so we should be pushing up here further for this. So we can drag this up here further and look at this as 1 and 2 here, and push up a bit further on that position there. And yeah, I'll just have a look at silver while I'm here, but I'll just use my chart for that as well. So yeah, look, basically we're heading up to $30. This is a CFD here, so it's priced a little bit differently here for this. I did move the stop up a little bit here, but basically we've got 1 and 2 here, and I don't see any wave 4 here yet. Do you know what I mean? We could be close, and I'm a more conservative counter, so I've got this as 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and the third, fourth, and the fifth here. But I'm not that happy with this wave 4 here, but I'll just stay with it a little bit. The important thing here next is the 2,800 or the $28 mark here, getting support on top of that. So is it support there yet? No. What would make it support? Taking that top out there would say that it's tested here. We do have a little 5-wave structure here, so that's I suppose you get an ABC out of that too. It's looking very impulsive at this point. But yeah, so anyway, we're just going to hold that position up till 30 at that point. So that will be gold and silver. I suppose we could just have a quick look at silver chart here, because it's kind of a bit different. The silver chart here, yeah, this is the same as I've got here as well. So it's a, you know, pushing up into the 30 up here. This yeah, he's got this a little bit different than I would have that, but I know it's, yeah, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's sort of same, but I don't think it will pull back this far but it'll pull back to this 2650 area on that. Okay, so that is gold and silver. So I want to go to the base metals, but I also want to first of all have a look at China. So this is the Shenzhen here. So this is the same as the comp that I've been tracking as well here in a massive third wave here. And the reason I'm looking at for China 4 is because even though they're sorting their own supply chains out in terms of mining and minerals, there's still shortages in and they've quadrupled their copper supply and all the rest of it, but they will still require more from the world. But yeah, I mean, I really like this A, B, C, D, and E here, and we've just been watching this push up over the months here, so it is a very sort of positive thing for this to push up there. I was looking at the if I go back here again to the sectors. Where's the sectors here? Okay, so this this is the sectors here. Let me just let me have a look at the XME here. This one here, the metals and mining for the US, and yeah, so this is a weekly chart. So we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2, and then we've got 1 and 2 here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moving up here. So we're in a trend to the upside here. This is moving to the upside here. So this is, it's strong. This will be steel. If we have a look at, let me have a look here. So in the XME, these are the top 5. These are the top 10 with 5% each in them. So you might know these better than I am. I'm in Australia, but yeah, I think we'll get our US analyst to stock analyst to have a look at these, because we're in this. We've got this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. We've got a bit of time. We don't have to rush with this one, but we've got 1, 2 here, and 3, 4, 5 up here, and then a correction here, and then up again at this point. So we do need to pick it. We do need to pick some of these up over this side here for a longer term position here, because this is still got, this is good. Well, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. I mean, you could possibly even look at this as a wave 3 here, because it's so strong as 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, but it'll still take you further up here. We'll still be up at 150 here at least, and we've still got to get through 65, 72, 80, and then 100 and so on at that point there as well. But yeah, China looks like it's moving off, and these guys are already moving. We know building costs are very high as well, so we can expect more inflation, and Elliott suggests more inflation in the years to come. So yeah, we're on track with all of that. So I want to come back and go into the base metals at this point. So I've had a bit of a look at gold, so we want to have a look at some of the metals here. So I need to go to, can I go here, covered these. I just want to have a, sorry, I did do a bit of a wide berth. I just wanted to have a look at the corporate bonds here. So these are ready to go. This is corrective here on lower volume. So let me just get in here and have a look at this here. Yeah, these are just yields on corporate bonds. So what have we got here? Looks like we've got, don't have a nice 5-wave structure here. I could probably get it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a lot of overlap, and ABC. We could look at it as 1 and 2 here, but it's quite possible that we get this one more move down here to make wave C. So we either go straight up or we have one dog leg here. But be assured this pattern across here is corrective, bullish corrective. So we go up on those corporate yields. I just want to have a look at the notes for myself here as well. So we're still looking for a move down, but this is where we are here for this as well. I suppose I could get that in as a third way, so an A and a B, another way to look at it, and 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, and then a fourth and fifth. So you could get another move down here as well. I mean, these notes will be in line with the bonds here as well. But I still don't see 5 waves in here either. Okay, so that was just for myself. Sorry about that. Right, we're going to have a look at copper. So with copper here, we had a trade in here, and we're out of that now. But we're going to look for another position in here as well. Let's just go to the 4-hour chart to see some of this here. So we've exited this at 4:30 here, and we've got this. This is the interesting thing here. We've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this. So, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could push up a little bit higher, but I'm thinking that we're going to have this. There could be 1 and 2. There could be, yeah, another little bit higher here, but definitely the third wave in the middle here. So I have to wait. We can't move into this until we've had some type of corrective move here, and then we'll see what we've got for this. That still needs to go to the upside, and uranium as well. We have to wait for this. So in the bigger picture here for this on the daily, weekly or something, let's just go into that for a moment. That must be on the monthly then. Just give me a chance to get in here. I mean, this is how bullish I am on this. We've got 1 and 2 here for this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. You could have this as an A and a B and a C wave here. I get it. But I think there's more to it than that, with the world turning green. And I know a lot of folks don't like what's going on with nuclear stuff, but you know, when you think about it, France has, you know, done such a great job with them with no issues, latest technology. So it's all really the old technology that's given the bad name. There's always a bad name in an industry, isn't there? So yeah, so that's, we just go into the weekly chart here for a moment. So 1, 2, I've got this a little bit differently here. Yeah, I should have that. I'll sort that. I just don't know if that's primary or cycle degree here. Doesn't matter too much. Look, the main thing here was basically a classic trading levels pattern at the 30 here. So I'm just really waiting for that. This can play out in a couple of different ways. We can have wave 4 here, or over here for this. I'm just going to remove this because from me yakking before. So it does look a little bit bullish here with this 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. I mean, I could view this here as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave up here, but I'm not really getting the C wave. I have to wait for one more move up here before we can go long on this anyway, because we can either move down from here, or we just have another little move to the upside and move down. Let's just go to the 4-hour chart here for a moment. Let's get a bit more detail. Yeah, so basically we can look at it as an ABC pattern here and be finished with that there, right? And we can just continue to move to the upside, or we've got to bring this over here and would have to I still need to wait for one more move to the upside. I need to get that 5th wave here. You know, as a ETF here, we've got other positions over here on the long side for this. So, but yes, that's not quite ready yet. We just got to kind of wait for it. Are a little bit sort of tricky. I mean, I could probably get the A, the B, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 here, but squishing it up like this is what I was doing with the bonds and the yields, squishing it up. It may be right, may be wrong, but in that case I still need to see more up here, and it's quite clear this is 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it can be an A and a B and a C to this point here. So anyway, still a bit more to work out there, nothing sort of happening at that point. And then we come over to the crude market. So I'll have a look at gas first. So let me just clean these out here. We're on NYMEX, aren't we? We're doing NYMEX. Yeah, I think we are. So this is really this correction here that I had wave 4 over here with the possibility of pulling wave 4 over to this point over here for this. And there's also the possibility of looking at this in some sort of triangle pattern over here as well in all of this. So I don't know really where that goes here. Or it's either that, or we just look at a simple A wave here, B wave here, and a C wave up here and then down. So there's a few ways that this could play out here for this. So we still need to wait, but we can short new lows, but we're nowhere near short lows yet. And even if we're going to short a new low, we really always wait for the first impulse wave to come down and then look for the ABC and then go down at that point, shorting under the B wave there. So no need to sort of look at that at the moment. So I'll just give this a little bit of time, and let's just check on crude at the moment. So I mean, the thing that sort of gets me with this is that if I go and have a look at the energy sector on the US side of things, so just coming back here, and the energy sector here, this is also really quite strong here as well. So going back into 21 here, so we've got 1 and 2 and 3 up here. I'm looking at this as the triangles and A, B, C, D, and E. This is on a weekly chart here, and then 1 and 2. I know a lot of Elliott folks will have this as a wave 5 here, as 3, 4, 5, but yeah, so this moving up here is wave 1. This movement up here is exactly the same as XOM, ExxonMobil, which we are long in this Alessios trade at this point here. So we don't have 5 waves up here yet, but it looks like we'll get 5 waves up here, and then we'll have a correction and then up. Now this correction here could be caused by crude. So yeah, it'll pull back as a wave 2 here, but when it pulls back here, it may pull back in terms of finishing here and coming down and making a new low here. And then pushing up here. So I'm not quite sure about that. It's, I can wingle an impulse wave up here for this, but ExxonMobil has basically got 1, 2, 3 here. So we're still at the top of wave 3 here. We don't have wave 4 yet in ExxonMobil or the energy sector, and then wave 5. And then we'll come down for an ABC pattern here. So when we come down for this ABC pattern, we'll come down here. Will we make a new low, or do we need to turn this into a wave 1 up here as well, and have a wave 2 coming back? I don't know that just yet. But we don't have 3, 4, and 5. So it's quite possible that this market here, we still see further upside here. So that means that in this instance, we would see some sort of 3 here, 4 here, and then 5 up here. And this is what ExxonMobil needs to go through. It needs to do a 4 and a 5 to finish off. So I think that we're still up here. And if the dollar's going to push up higher, then it's likely that crude is going to push up higher as well. So we'll just see about that. So our position in the energy sector is long in ExxonMobil, but we're not going to be adding any positions to that, and we'll be looking at profit targets at minor group 1 now. Okay, so I think that's it. Sorry for such a long video. I think I've covered what I needed to cover. I didn't really look at iron ore, but perhaps next time we'll have a bit of a look at that. Should be in a bit of a rally anyway. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.